All right, and we're back. Now we're going to talk with Bill White with Brand Mortgage. We're going to take Deanne's advice and go get pre-qualified for that loan now. So,
welcome aboard, Bill. Glad to have you with us.
welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So, Bill, a couple of quick questions for you. How long have you been in this business of mortgage brokering or mortgages?
I've been a mortgage banker for the last 15 years. I've been with Brand Bank since last July. It's the best bank. We're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We do have mortgages offices, abundance in South Carolina, Columbia, Myrtle Beach, Charleston.
And now you've expanded. You're in the Myrtle Beach office, obviously, but you're expanding into Brunswick County.
As well as Brunswick County.
Yeah,
Yes.
and doing loans up here. You and I have talked, we've known each other for almost a year now, and you do some unique things, I think, there at Brand Mortgage. You help folks with their credit, but also you can do loans like on things that a lot of other mortgages companies can't, like log homes per se.
Yes, we have a great self-employed borrower program where instead of using the tax returns, we can use 24-month bank statements for self-employed people. We have a fantastic construction perm program. We also can lend on lots that have already been developed.
Now, construction perm, that means you start out with a construction loan and then you convert it for them to a permanent
With a
mortgage.
one-time close, yes. And we also have numerous products to give grants back to community servants, teachers, firefighters, police, as well as veterans.
That's very good.
Yeah. How many people are in your office?
We have 4 people at this point.
Okay.
And our main base is Columbia, where our processing and underwriter are all done.
Okay. How long does it usually take to go through the mortgage process?
We're on a 15-day cycle, workday cycle, and depending on the customer, we can generally achieve that.
Great.
Unless he's working with me, and then it takes us forever, doesn't it, Bill?
You never see the bumps.
Tell us about this credit repair service.
Right now, we can advise a client on how to increase their scores a couple points to qualify for either a better rate or just to qualify for the loan period. So we're more than happy to help them out and advise them. We're not true credit repair people, but we can advise with a little bit of knowledge and help them get through the process.
Pretty detailed credit report when
Yes.
they get it, so
Yes.
that really helps a lot. It's not like going to freecreditreport.com and
No.
getting the number
No.
correct.
Well, great. So you say you're expanding into Brunswick County. Do you think you'll build an office here, or?
That's in the plans right now. So hopefully we can find the right talent and move up here slowly but surely
We look
and
forward
help
to
the people
having
of Brunswick County.
Great.
Interest rates right now, what are you seeing in the market as far as interest rates for folks?
Interest rates are still in the low 4s. Some people say they should continue to come back down a little bit, and hopefully that's the case. But they've been basically flat for the last couple months.
Okay, and I'm sure business is good. If based on our conversations with realtors, Deanne was telling us that they went from having a 15-month inventory to about 6 months now. So that means if people are buying, you're making loans.
Yeah, we've seen a 13% increase in business over the last 6 months in the Myrtle Beach MSA/Brunswick County, and we are rated to be above Denver, Colorado as far as growth goes. We're one of the top growing markets of this MSA in the country at this point.
That's great to hear.
Now, what other things, once I come to you, Bill, and we sit down, we go through my application, we get me pre-qualified, I go back to Deanne Watson, I find me a house or whoever my realtor is, and then that's when the work really begins, all the paperwork and all. What's the next steps that I need to do as a consumer coming to you to move forward with my loan?
You would need to get me a wheelbarrow load of paperwork at this point. Basically, the last 2 of everything, last 2 pay stubs, bank statements, and tax returns. And please don't go out and buy a truckload of furniture during the process. Just protect your credit and your assets.
Right.
And as well, you need to have your inspections done to make sure that you're moving into the correct property.
Okay, and you say inspections like?
Home inspections, pest inspections, Susan Jufrey from MPI does a lot of the inspections in this area for us.
Right, and Susan's going to actually be our next guest on the show today. Susan and Jim Jufrey of National Property Inspections will be next, so they're going to give us a little more details about what they do as they come on board to talk about property inspections, and they got some pretty unique things that they offer too that sets them apart, just like you're set apart from your competition by a lot of the things that you offer.
Yes, they're a great partner.
So Bill, let's go back. You mentioned there when we were talking about different services you offered, you said grants for people that are public service, educators. Can you explain a little bit more how that works?
Sure. For every dollar that the client puts towards the transaction, the federal government can match $4 or give it back towards down payment and/or closing cost. Now, there are stipulations that they have to meet 80% of the median income, but generally, a household of 4 people is about $32,000 in this market.
Wow.
So, and then returning veterans, we can get up to $10,000
Now, when you say returning veterans, is that with their VA eligibility?
on top of the VA eligibility. So they can go into the transaction with 100% financing and then use this grant for the total closing costs.
And that's $4 matched to 1. That's amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing.
And we also have the state programs where we can do a $5,000 grant as well.
Wow. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. This coming to me right now, these are unusual things that I hadn't heard a whole lot about
Yes.
from anybody really, bankers, mortgage loan lenders, either.
We have to be part of the community banking system, in which we are. So it comes out of the Federal Home Loan Bank system out of Atlanta, Georgia, which
Okay.
covers North and South Carolina.
And once again, folks, I'd like to tell you that Bill is with Brand Mortgage, and it's a part of Brand Bank. He does strictly mortgages, though. There's no bank at your location.
Correct.
Just a mortgage originator.
Yes.
Could you tell folks where you're located at and a couple of different ways that they can get a hold of you, Bill?
Sure. We're located at 4702 Oleander Drive, Myrtle Beach, 29577. You can always call me directly at 843-602-8237.
What about an email address or a website?
Sure. My email address is bwhite@brandmortgage.com, and my website is bwhite.brandmortgage.com.
Good information today, Bill.
Yeah,
We
great.
appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
on the show
Thank
and
you so much for
sharing
having me.
this, especially some of the unique things that you know. You're a wealth of knowledge, and we thank you for that.
I have really appreciated being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, Mandy, where are we going next?
We're going to National Property Inspections to Susan and Jim Jufrey.
So stay right with us. We'll be back with Susan and Jim.